What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today we will be talking about the latest developments in the Black Clover story, including more major twists and turns that have just been revealed in the story itself. And it seems to me that these revelations are clear clues for where the story is about to go from here. We just got some major information about what really happened in the past few chapters, but we also got some clues for what the next arc of the Black Clover story will be. And that is exactly what I will be talking about in this video. If you enjoy the Black Clover content on this channel, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. This video is brought to you by the AnimeUproar patrons. We don't have a sponsor for this video or anything like that, but I want to give a quick thank you to all of our patrons. The Patreon has been growing, which means a lot. I'll talk about our patrons more at the end of the video, and now let's get into it. Please be advised that this video is dealing with the latest developments in the Black Clover story, so manga spoilers will be included. Proceed with caution, you have been warned. As we learned recently, King Julius did indeed manage to come back to life after his battle with Patri, although he somehow shrunk in the process. By which I mean he now looks much younger than he did before. Yami echoes the feelings of many of us when he expresses his confusion, saying that Julius was definitely 100% dead, and that he, Yami, had been infused with new determination and resolve because of Julius's death and the responsibilities that Julius had entrusted to Yami upon his death. Yami is definitely glad to see Julius again, and he is happy that Julius isn't really dead, but he is also confused about how Julius managed to survive, why he became younger, and how it is possible that Julius will now seemingly get to live out his life all over again. As I said, Yami's words echo what many of us felt in the previous chapters. We felt that Julius' sacrifice, although deeply tragic because Julius is such a great and likable character, was an important emotional moment in the story. Julius' sacrifice had a lot of meaning in terms of the narrative, and as Yami said, the failure to prevent the Wizard King's death had a deep impact on every member of the Magic Knights, from Yami to Asta and beyond. The fact that it has now been suddenly revealed that Julius isn't really dead after all, after everything that we just went through in the story, does feel a bit unsatisfying to some fans, and I can definitely understand that. However, as we learned in chapter 215, Julius is facing repercussions for reviving himself, and major changes are about to take place inside the Clover Kingdom, whether we like it or not. After Yami has his brief moment with Chibi Julius, William Vengeance breaks down in tears, clearly overcome with regret over the fact that he allowed Patri to control his body, which enabled Patri to kill Julius in the first place. Julius seems to be in a very forgiving mood towards William, and while this is definitely consistent with Julius's character and what we know about him so far, Yami again echoes my own feelings when he asks Julius if he isn't going too easy on William. After all, William allowed Patri to attack the entire Clover Kingdom and hurt many innocent people. Julius says that he was the one who invited William to join the Magic Knights, and he was the one who appointed him as captain. He was also the one who lost the fight against Patri, so Julius believes that some of the responsibility for how everything turned out actually falls on him. Julius asks William if he is willing to face the consequences of his actions and keep pressing forward as a Magic Knight, and William breaks down and pledges his grimoire to Julius and the kingdom, truly this time. Personally, I do think that Julius is being too forgiving with William. I'm not saying that William can't repent and make up for what he's done, and he clearly does feel a lot of remorse for his actions. But I don't think that he should be forgiven so quickly. I think William must make amends first and take some form of punishment. I mean, sure, give him a second chance, but I don't think William should be allowed to go back to being the captain of the highest ranked Magic Knight squad right away, just like that. I think that first, William has to prove that he has changed, that he has taken responsibility for his actions, and that he is willing to work hard to gain back everyone's trust. Acting like nothing happened and just letting William go back to his former position is too lenient in my opinion, but let me know what you guys think. What do you think should happen to William? And should he be punished in some way or just forgiven outright? Chibi Julius then goes on to address Asta, Noel, Mimosa, and Sacre. Julius says that as things stand, they have 3 problems. The first problem is that the Wizard King is gone. Now, of course, we know that Julius isn't actually dead, but as I predicted in my previous Black Clover video, Julius has lost much of his magic power and his grimoire has been reduced to only 1 page. This means that he is no longer nearly as strong as he once was. and he will now face serious challenges from potential rivals for the position of Wizard King, especially among the hardline nobles who want to make sure that only those with royal blood hold the position of Wizard King. When asked by Asta how he managed to survive and why he is now so much younger, Julius explains that during his secret magical wanderings, he came across an ancient magic storage technology that was left behind by ancient mages. The name of this magic item or technology is apparently Swallowtail, and Secret looks understandably surprised when she hears this because her family name is actually Swallowtail. In her character profile that was recently released along with volume 21 of the manga, it is revealed that Secret's full name is Secret Swallowtail. It appears that Swallowtail was one of the magic tools that Secret and Lumiere created together 500 years ago, and Julius states that his time magic and Swallowtail were very compatible. So he managed to store his own time and magic in the crest on his forehead little by little, and he could then use this time that he had stored to do things over in case something bad happened to him. Swallowtail appears to have been shown in the flashback in chapter 204. An item that looks almost exactly like Swallowtail is also shown in chapter 205. This circular object was apparently used by the devil to help initiate the elf massacre. On page 7 of chapter 205, Secret tries to use the magic item that looks very much like Swallowtail to absorb the demon Licht's magic, but at that point the magic item breaks. It could not absorb all of the magic. It is likely that at some point Julius found the fragments of this same item and repaired it with his time magic, or he found another item that Lumiere and Secret created that was very similar to the one that the devil used during the massacre. However, the process did not work exactly how Julius had planned, and when he finally decided to use the stored magic to save himself after being killed by Patri, he was brought back at a very young age. According to Julius, this was the oldest that he could make himself. Julius then notices Secret, whom he hadn't seen in her human form before, and he can tell right away that she possesses unique and interesting magic. Julius's sheer giddiness over Secret's magic proves to everyone that he is indeed the same old Wizard King, despite having the appearance of a much younger person. Julius then goes on to identify two more problems, and these two problems are closely related to one another. Julius says that if nothing changes, the Clover Kingdom will be destroyed by other nations. The second problem is that Asta will die. Everyone is naturally shocked by this revelation, and this is where the chapter ends, with another massive twist and yet more unanswered questions. I definitely saw the first of these three problems coming. Julius is now like 13 years old, and his grimoire is back to a single page. So it was evident from the previous chapter that he would not be as strong now as he was before. The second problem is not a huge shock either. The Clover Kingdom has already battled other kingdoms like the Diamond Kingdom in the past, so it is no surprise that they may have to fight against the rival kingdoms in the future. But I have to admit that I did not see the third problem coming. I did not predict that Julius would just come out and say that Asta is going to die. But what does Julius mean when he says that Asta will die? To me, this sounds like the setup for a new arc in the story. We've all been thinking about where the plot would go from here, seeing as how for over 200 chapters we've been focused on the Elf Saga, but it appears that Julius just gave us a glimpse of where the story will go next. First of all, Julius will no longer be as overpowered as he once was. This means that the Clover Kingdom will no longer be able to rely on an epically powerful protector who uses time magic. This may lead to rival nations deciding that this is a good time to attack the Clover Kingdom, especially now that the kingdom has been weakened as a result of the massive battle that just took place against the elves and the devil. The Clover Kingdom may also be weakened by the power vacuum left by Julius. If Julius is no longer strong enough to serve as the Wizard King, there will be a power vacuum as various factions and mages try to get their hands on the Wizard King position. This may lead to yet more fighting between the nobles and commoners, and between various factions within these larger groups, and that will make the Clover Kingdom less unified and therefore more vulnerable to attack. Finally, why in the world would Asta's life be in danger right now? Asta has only been getting stronger and stronger, so how could he be about to die? This has to be related to his anti-magic and the demon inside his grimoire. Either Asta's magic will make him a target for powerful enemies who are scared of his power or potentially want to take the power for themselves, or Asta's use of anti-magic is actually slowly killing him without anyone realizing it. In terms of external threats, after playing a key role in defeating the word magic devil, Asta has proven himself to be very dangerous for the demon species. So if there are other devils from the alternate dimension out there, they would probably want to take out Asta so that he can't use anti-magic to take them out instead. Alternatively, if someone from say a rival kingdom has heard about Asta's anti-magic, they may try to get their hands on Asta's grimoire and harness that power for themselves, even if Asta dies in the process. But we cannot forget about internal threats either. We now know that the demon inside of Asta's grimoire is from the same alternate dimension as the word magic devil, and we've known for a while that Asta's demon has tried to possess Asta's body in the past. In the recent fight against the word magic devil, Asta's demon definitely helped Asta. But could it be that this was just part of his plan, and the demon's true intentions are to slowly kill off Asta's consciousness so that he can possess Asta's body? If the demon's true intentions are sinister, and he does at some point manage to take over Asta's body, then we can definitely look forward to an epic new arc that turns our hero Asta into an overpowered demon-possessed villain. Or perhaps using anti-magic isn't as harmless for Asta as we thought. Asta is able to use anti-magic because he doesn't have any magic of his own. But if anyone else tries to use anti-magic, they will be drained of their power. But what if using anti-magic to such an extreme extent as Asta has been doing in the recent arcs actually causes lasting harm to Asta as well? We just didn't realize it right away because he doesn't have any magic. Is it possible that using anti-magic is slowly killing Asta? And that is why Julius said that if nothing changes, Asta will die. We can't know for sure at this point, but it is clear that we are now being slowly teased into a brand new arc that takes the story beyond the Elf Saga. Obviously, I don't think that Asta will actually die, but I did find the ending of this chapter to be a good plot twist that completely changes the game out of nowhere. Let me know what you guys think about these new developments. Do you like this new direction that the story appears to be taking? And why do you think that Julius said that Asta is going to die? Did Julius see the future? Did he learn of an existing threat on Asta's life, or something else entirely? Let me know down in the comments, I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Black Clover content on this channel, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever a new video goes live. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest Black Clover news and updates. I want to give a huge thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for supporting our work and making our work possible. A special thank you to all of our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, and Angel Cruz. Another massive thank you to our The One tier patrons, the ones who stand above all other clans, including Baby Ray, Ace, Ingrata, Alolanadam, Maddie Mac, Makotakun, and Keelan. And finally, at the very pinnacle of interdimensional greatness, a tier reserved only for legends. A massive thank you to Reagan Harrison and Lord Noxanor, disciples of Lord Twigo himself. If you feel that our content provides value for you and you want to support more, be sure to check out our Patreon, link in the description. Even a single $1 will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.